The State of the Idaho Forest is a feature of the IFRP website that reports on the progress of forest restoration projects. The wheel shown on the screen is the framework that we use to organize progress and documents, related documents, in 4 phases of project development and implementation. Planning in red, and then moving clockwise, the environmental review, NEPA review, implementation in the olive green, through contracts, and then monitoring. Since the federal fiscal year 2015 just ended, this video is going to highlight the status of projects as of September 30th. The webpage does support a quarterly report. It's a simple tabular summary of the status, but let's use the project map. It provides a simple overview of the status of the projects, of which there are 23 now as of September 30th. And the map overview has one point, a simple point location for each of the 23 projects located somewhere within the boundary of the NEPA project planning area. The color indicates the phase on the wheel of the project, and then in addition to the project locations, also shaded on the map are the 3 CFLRP landscapes. So going from north to south, the Kootenai Valley Resource Initiative, the Selway Middle Fork Clearwater landscape, and then the Weiser Little Salmon headwaters. The map legend lists each project under the 4 phases of the wheel. And the good news for 2015 is out of those 23, 10 of them not only have a record of decision, but have progressed to the stage where they either have awarded contracts, the Forest Service has awarded contracts, or will soon award contracts to implement the restoration actions on the ground. So these are the 10 projects that fit into that stage of progress. In the NEPA environmental review phase, there are 6 projects. There are 4 projects that are in the pipeline that are in the early project development and design phase. And then monitoring, the map currently only categorizes 2 projects that have published monitoring reports, and that's the Hughes Creek and Upper North Fork Restoration Project. I think what's important to recognize and highlight for fiscal year 2015 is to go back to this category of the environmental review. Of these 6 projects, 4 out of the 6 have received challenges to the record of decision. So either individuals or organizations have filed an objection. And in one case, the challenge has progressed to litigation. The Lost Creek Boulder Creek project, supported by the Payette Forest Coalition, falls into that category, where 3 organizations that had filed objections have also submitted a complaint to the 9th District of the federal court, and that is one to watch to see what the court decides on that challenge. The second is Clear Creek Integrated Restoration Project that's supported by the CBC. That's a 50,000 acre project. The record of decision has received 4 objections. The Hell Roaring Project, also on a CFLRP landscape and supported by KVRI, has received 2 objections. And then the Bottom Canyon Project is one of the projects that was justified in part by the amendments to the Farm Bill in 2014. It's located within one of the designated treatment areas. And that project has received 1 objection. Who are the objectors? This table lists the 4 projects: Bottom Canyon, Clear Creek, Hell Roaring, and Lost Creek Boulder Creek, ranging in size from 9,600 acres to 80,000 acres. And the first column lists the either an individual citizen or an organization that has filed an objection and challenged the record of decision. So that's the who. If you are interested in reading about the details of the challenge, there is an archive of documents that can be accessed on the website. There's over 125 documents related to these 23 projects. You can retrieve them either by searching using document type, the coalition name, or the project name. And since we're talking about objections, why don't we select the document type and click search. And then each of the individual objections that were filed with the forest can be retrieved by clicking on the document name in the last column on the right. Also available are the responses from the Forest Service to the objections. In the case of the litigation, that's a complaint, and the complaint filed by the three organizations is available and can be downloaded. And as you can see, the plaintiffs are the Alliance for the Wild Rockies, the Idaho Sporting Congress, and the Native Ecosystems Council. When this litigation receives a decision from the judge, the court decision will also be submitted and archived. And I think that will provide a learning opportunity for all collaboratives to see what issues were addressed and how the court reached a decision on those issues. But going back to the list of the objectors, I think it's worth identifying three of them. Alliance for the Wild Rockies that objected both to Clear Creek and Lost Creek Boulder Creek. The Idaho Sporting Congress, which objected to Lost Creek, Boulder Creek, and the Friends of the Clearwater that filed an objection on Clear Creek. What do these three groups have in common? All three of them signed a document called the Collective Statement on Collaborative Group Trends. The 19 organizations that signed the document, 16 of them indicated that they would no longer participate in forest collaboratives. Every organization and individual that's a stakeholder in forest management needs to decide at some point whether they can gain more in a collaborative than what they can do acting individually. 16 of those 19 organizations that signed the letter have decided that they will not be participating in collaboratives and that they will engage using the NEPA process, commenting through scoping, filing objections after a record of decision, and litigating when needed. So I think it's worth all collaborative group members to read that document if you haven't seen it already. And then a second paper that was just published in October 1st, is called The Contested Use of Collaboration in Litigation in National Forest Management. It's a perspective paper from the University of Montana, authored by Martin Nye and Peter Metcalf, and it provides an excellent analysis of the tension between those who collaborate and those organizations that are skeptical of the collaborative process due to the trends that they perceive are occurring within the collaborative groups. And this is not just directed at Idaho, but at forest collaboratives across the country. So I think both of these documents are worth reading. They will be part of the agenda for the 2016 IFRP conference. And just let me quickly show you how to retrieve those documents from the IFRP library. They are under the Restoration References. The heading is Social and Economic. And if you go to page 3, the collective statement is the second item here, and just click on download to retrieve that document. And then the paper that I mentioned is the second from the bottom, The Contested Use of Collaboration and Litigation in National Forest Management. And again, just click on download to retrieve that. This is a different approach to the quarterly report, but I hope it serves two purposes. One, to provide you some useful information about the status of projects within Idaho, and a little bit of navigating the IFRP website in order to make use of the resources that are there. Thank you.